manipulating them, but you've been using them to get your information, your art. You're using them to promote your band, basically. And sometimes fans think it's more friendship, and it's not really. And so that's weird and awkward. Right? So he's talking about hoping the fans will spread what you've tweeted or Facebooked or whatnot. So there are a lot of reasons that it's hard to balance intimacy and distance, and some of it has to do with protecting your loved ones, some of it has to do with just wanting to be close with your audience, and some of it has to do with protecting your audience's experience of your music. So Lloyd Cole, as we'll remember, who's not really super into this relational labor, for him it's about protecting the audience so they can experience his music without it being polluted by whoever he is as a man. He says, I've met some of my heroes and it's not always a good thing. And I do think that inequality in the relationship is what keeps it alive. And I think one of the things that's possible with my web presence is that the last shards of my mystique are in danger of being completely obliterated. Right? And, you know, it's not untrue. I think many of us have had the experience of an encounter with somebody we admired, and they just weren't who we wanted them to be, and it messed up our appreciation of their work somehow. For me and Sievert Høyem, I'm a huge Sievert Høyem fan. I love his work. In a lot of his early work, he had kind of a mean, menacing quality. And then he was such a nice guy that it was hard for me to hear that early music the same way again. And I still love it, but it did change it, right? To know that this was the music, the nice guy playing the part of a menacing guy instead of a real bad boy. So it's not always good to have your bubble burst and to know somebody. It can impede. And we've got this thing going on right now with the unmasking of the artist, the author Ellen Ferranti, right? And she wrote under a pseudonym because she wanted understanding of herself as an individual to be kept separate from her work. And an Italian journalist decided to figure out who she really was and revealed to the world the real person behind it, and there has been a tremendous outcry over whether that was an appropriate thing to do. And her line of argument was, it's inappropriate because it will interfere with my audience's experience of the work, which should be independent of me as a human. So, let me wrap up a bit. My argument is that this is about musicians, but that these tensions we see with musicians are by no means unique to musicians, that what we're seeing here is a form of labor that's going to become more and more pervasive. And as I go around and I present this work to different audiences, writers come up to me and say, oh, this is about authors also. Academics come up to me and say, this is about doing science now. My brother actually just had a video go viral. Perhaps some of you saw it. It was a video of bacteria evolving resistance to antibiotics. Over the course of 12 days, it got something like 27 million views. Suddenly he's fielding emails constantly from people who want to talk to him about science.